Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Taurus in May 2020. What's going on, Taurus? How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, Taurus, welcome to May, and happy birthday to those Tauruses that are born in May, and also those who are born in April. No matter when your special day is, my friend, I hope that you're having a wonderful time, or that you had a wonderful time. As best as you can, considering much of the world, or many places in the world, I should say, are still under quarantine or still under some type of, different than usual type of operation due to COVID-19, coronavirus, right? Hopefully, my friends, you were able to celebrate your birthday in style, in fashion, surrounded by people that you know and love, and that know and love you back, and I hope you had a great time. If not, as soon as you can, friends, give yourself a special celebration. You deserve it, okay? All right, Taurus. Other than that, I hope everything in your life is going as best as possible. I know it's very difficult for many families and individuals out here in the middle of so many different crises and so many different trying times. So keep your chin up, fight the good fight, and don't let any of this derail you from the good person or the good experiences that you are due in this life, okay? Let's all stick to the plan. Now, Taurus, welcome to your general message. I have shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, pardon me, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp is in the description box if you want to jump ahead. Also down there is the information you'll need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have a question before you actually place an order, feel free to email me at the same address, okay? And also down there, guys, you will see the link for the Instagram that I've started. I'm doing almost every other day oracle reads on there. I'm just having a hard time getting that into the schedule with doing these videos, doing privates, working a full-time job, going and taking care of myself as an adult. So it's a little hard to keep up on, but if you want to follow me there, see the other types of content that I put up there, probably going to start doing some pick-a-cards on Instagram. So if you're into that, totally check me out. It'll be around here. Instagram is EmpathicFire Tarot. So if you want to follow me, go ahead over to IG and drop me that follow. Also, announcements for you guys, specifically Taurus. Next week, next Saturday, 1 week from the day that I'm recording this, I will be going live here on the channel for you guys, answering your specific questions, Tauruses who show up to the chat live for your birthday season. So if you have a burning question, and you can hold off for a week and you want to ask me sort of in person live here on YouTube, you can do that. I'll be here on the channel answering questions from Tauruses specifically to celebrate your birthday season. So be on the lookout for those announcements on the community tab and my Instagram that announce the specific time. It's usually around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. I might change that up just to kind of give more people or different audience members a chance to view me live. We'll see. But anything else for you guys? Oh, and on top of that, I'll probably at some point do a surprise live, like totally unannounced, just show up and just read cards, read for people who are here in the chat. So if you're not subscribed to me already, that's a benefit or a reason to do so, is that you would get notifications of when certain tarot readers or any content creators would be live on their channels, okay? All right, let's get into it. And there's something like, I have like a little bit of a frog in my throat, and I don't know why. I haven't eaten for a few hours and I've been drinking water all day, but there's like something in my throat, aka my throat chakra feels a little affected or a little blocked. Maybe that's for you, maybe that's for someone in your energy, I don't know. But let's get into it and find out what's going on, okay? Show me the outcome for Taurus for May 2020. Taurus's outcome for May 2020, please show me. And now it's also warm in here, which is weird because nothing has changed, and I'm going to take that. It was very simple. It fell to the ground, but we're going to take that. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Where did that go to? Oh, 1 second. Hold on. It's in a place that I can't actually grab. 1 second. Okay, Taurus, I apologize about that. Your card fell to the floor like this, so we're going to place it down on the table like that. Only 2 cards came face down, so let's flip them now to see what the whole big picture is about. Okay. All right, now we're looking on screen. We look pretty good, slightly crooked. Slightly crooked. Okay, there we go. I like that much better. Now let's see what's happening. Please show me where Taurus is in May 2020. Please show me Taurus in May 2020. Please show me. Okay. That felt, ooh, okay. That kind of makes sense, because what I felt was being stabbed in the back. Had like a little twinge in right beneath my right shoulder blade, but off to the side, almost perpendicular to me, whatever. But your first card coming into the reading, Taurus, is the Seven of Swords. So like I said, I had the sensation of being stabbed in the back. Some of you might be enduring the experience of being stabbed in the back, okay? With the Seven of Swords, we are talking about misinformation. We're talking about lies, deceit, deception. We're talking about cheating. We're talking about trying to like get away with murder. And I'm using this in figurative language. If any of you are actually dealing with some type of criminal case or murder charges or anything like that, Godspeed. You need more than a tarot reading, my friend, to help you out. But there is this feeling of being led astray into a trap, web of lies, web of deception, things like that. With the Seven of Swords, we see this guy running away from the fight, right? This soldier or this knight running away from away from the fight, away from some type of conflict, right? Some type of conflict, running away from conflict. And the irony of trying to sidestep conflict or sidestep this this adversity is that someone basically makes matters worse for themselves. Now that's in some cases, that's not for all, but someone here decides to lie, to manipulate, to scheme, to cut corners, to, relax on the details. Interesting. Relax on the details is the phrasing that came to my mind. And ultimately, by not being more upstanding, not being more to the point or more truthful, it makes matters worse, right? So that's for some, that's not for all. In some cases, this is direct deceit intended to hurt, intended to mislead a person. Somehow, I think we all know it. Sometimes people lie on purpose with the intent to give someone false information. That to me is a slightly different lie than a lie that says, well, I'm trying to avoid conflict, or I'm trying to, I don't know, they're making me show a difference here. Like, to some of you, and I would agree in some cases, a lie is a lie is a lie. The reasonings or the motivations have nothing to do with it. But they want me to point out that someone in your situation, either you or someone you're dealing with, the lies or the manipulation, the stories that they tell, the details that they give or don't give, the reasoning behind it is, in some cases, quote unquote, justified, because in someone's mind, in someone's perception, in their experience, it's just going to make matters worse if we dive into certain details, if we give up certain information, right? That's what I'm feeling from someone, okay? In other cases, someone lied, they knew they were lying, they knew they were misleading, they knew that what they were saying was not true, and they knew the ramifications. Like, they knew it might, they knew, if not might, they knew it most likely would make the situation worse. That's what that feels like. Interesting. Some of you, that absolutely is your energy. Please don't deny it. Okay. And actually, usually the person who is quote unquote the bad guy in a tarot reading is normally not the person who's watching. So cross watcher, if you're watching for a Taurus and they're the liar, they're the manipulator, that's your proof. Okay. So that's when I say it could go either way, because, I don't think a lot of people who have guilty consciences are watching content on YouTube or looking up ways in which to prove that they're guilty. You know what I mean? So, anyway, so that's where we start, Taurus. What else happens? Okay. This is a lie in a marriage. This is a lie in a marriage for many of you, not all. Clearly, not all of you are married. But this has been a lie within a commitment. Let's say it that way, if not a marriage. But I see a definite, I don't like that. We're going to get there. But, trouble with being an empath, people. You feel things quite strongly sometimes. What else happens? Please show me clearly. So I think someone lied and didn't think they would get caught. Or they lied and they didn't think there would be ramifications, but the ramifications are coming. And it's like someone lied to better their position, to put themselves in better standing, and they didn't have to, or they might be in better standing now, but in the long run, they're screwed. All right. So whoever lied possibly ends up being, or lies to put themselves in the position of the King of Wands. King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be dealing with a fire sign, but you don't have to be. Here's someone who lies their way to the top, manipulates their way to the top, puts themselves in a position of power. And I mean, the king looks pretty confident, right? He's kicked up. He's got his foot kicked up there, dressed to the nines, looking at his mirror, admiring himself, admiring his kingdom, right? It feels good. It feels confident, but this is misleading. This is false. This is comfortable when you shouldn't be comfortable. But okay, that's another way to read this. Someone is comfortable after lying their way to a certain position, after manipulating and deceiving people and getting away with murder. Like I said before, again, I hope that's not literal. I hope it's super figurative that I'm saying that. Another way is that this king is so comfortable, he's not checking in on the people in his kingdom, aka the people. And I'm saying him. It's a king. This could refer to a female. It's a general. So please don't get, caught up on the gender. But whoever this person is, in some cases, they're so comfortable and so confident in their place. This is not the I'm getting a little screwed up with the energy here. Some people, this is the person that lied, and they lied their way to the top, okay? For those where this is not the person that lied, this is someone who's in a place of comfort. They're not worried about the people they trust the most. Et tu, Brute? You get me? Okay, so this is like Caesar. Caesar was like, yo, Brutus, what's up? And Brutus is like, turn around, please. I said that, put this knife in your back. Oh my God. Okay, so in some cases, this is the person who gets backstabbed. This is the person who gets betrayed. This is the person who has been lied to, and they don't know it. Look how unconcerned that King of Wands is. He's just chilling, so hard, chilling. Doesn't know they've been lied to, doesn't know they've been manipulated or deceived in some type of way, right? So it'll go either way. Either that's the perpetrator and they're on that throne wrongfully, or they got there under false pretense, or they lied and conned their way there and nobody suspects a thing, or they're in that place for solid reasons, some of these people, but other people around them or a particular person, either one person or possibly a group of people, have been doing shady things and this person doesn't know it. It's beneath them, meaning it's subterranean. It's not detected by this person. Oh God. I hate that this is going in two ways because I kind of want to have like one storyline to keep track of. But, in a general reading, this is very typical where you have multiple storylines come out and it's like two sides of the same coin. The same coin is lies and deception. One side is the bad side, the side that, someone is perpetrating that energy and they're showing up. And the other side is someone is receiving deceptive energy and that is showing up because it's the same coin. Okay. So you know your role. I'm going to try my best to keep the storylines separate. Now, I did say, and I still very much feel it, this is about a marriage or some type of long-term commitment. It can speak to other types of partnerships, okay? In business and family, you align yourself with certain coworkers or people that you want to work with in a creative way. You want to work with people, developing all kinds of new technology, whatever, what have you. Partnership is more than romance. But I'm not somebody who strictly reads romantic tarot, if you don't know, but I am feeling this is a marriage. For many of you, this is a marriage. And it's like, it's not even like War of the Roses, because I've talked about that movie and I forget which sign it was. It was several months ago. I was talking about War of the Roses, which is a movie starring Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, right? Where it's two people that were once in love. They go through a divorce and it's a bitter, deadly divorce. Okay. Like that movie it's a dark comedy. Okay. And that's similar to what I'm feeling, but I hope to God, not to the point of deadly, not to the point of people getting stabbed in the back. Please, God, let that not be it. But I am feeling bitterness brewing. Bitterness brewing under the surface here. because of lies, deception, manipulation, because of people running away from adversity and people, yes, people hiding. It's like covering your tracks. It's like they're giving me all these visual allegories for murder mysteries. It's like you almost catch the killer. I've never even seen that movie, but isn't that movie like The Usual Suspects? You know, Kaiser Soze or whatever his name is. Or, spoiler if you didn't see it like me, but I think that guy's the killer and he walks off scot-free, right? I think that's like the point of the movie. Is like criminal investigators were going down the wrong path and they caught the wrong people, or they never got the guy. It's one of those movies where, or this feels like one of those scenarios where you can never catch the person exactly in the lie. You can never catch them exactly with their, with their heads, with their hands. You never catch them, what's that phrase? Red-handed. Thank you. I don't know who it is. I can presume that it would be the Emperor, because for those who don't know tarot, by the way, the reason I say this feels like a marriage or some type of commitment is that you have a pairing here. You have the Emperor and the Empress, okay? And the Emperor shows up in the reverse. So just based on that position, it could be the Emperor who is the guilty party, in quotation marks, but I don't know yet. Anyway, that's why. Thank you. Because I was being traditional in my own interpretation, or excuse me, in the way I was considering the cards. So what we have is the Emperor in reverse. This is major arcana for Aries. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries, but you don't have to be. Oh, please, thank you. With the focus. That's what it looks like in the upright. Very regal, very ornate. You know, again, dressed to the nines. Very similar to the King of Wands, right? But in the reverse. Now, the reason I was getting confused is because I was literally being not a tarot reader in the moment. I was reading the Emperor as male, and that's not correct. And that's why I was like, I can't tell who the guilty party is, because I kept seeing men in my mind, males, but I'm like, no, some women are doing bad things. Okay, so it's the masculine energy in the relationship, okay? What does that mean? You may hear other tarot readers say we all carry masculine and feminine energy. That's a fact. If you want to think of it biologically, that's also a fact. You didn't come here strictly from the genetic material of a man or a woman or two women or two men. You come in this world genetically between masculine and feminine energies, male and female, genetics, okay? There's always a blending of two. And I'm not saying, anyway. So the masculine energy in the relationship, whether that person presents and identifies as male or female, is regardless. Masculine energy is dastardly. This masculine energy in this reading, very slick, very sly. Like I'm seeing like 2 cell phones, driving separate cars. If you got a tracker on somebody, they park a car, they leave their cell phone behind and making you think they are where they're supposed to be, but they got a second, you know what I mean? This is like saying they're going to be somewhere, getting a friend to say they were with them, and they were never there with that friend. Where were you Tuesday? I was over at Billy's house. Where were you Friday? I was hanging out with Sandra. Lies. Not true. Okay? This Emperor in the reverse is selfish. This Emperor in the reverse it's very strange. Is a very powerful person, but then also a very weak person. Is a very powerful person, but very weak. They have a lot of sway. They have a lot of clout. They have a lot of, oh, maybe that's it. Okay. And that's textbook, but I get how it can, fool people. You ever see somebody in an argument or just a disagreement and they insist and they insist and they might do so at a high level. They might raise their voice and yell, or they might be very calm, whatever. This person sticks to the story. They don't falter. This person is very strong in their presentation of their deception. Like I said, 2 cell phones. Like I said, getting alibis or getting people to vouch for them. Hey, did you see my masculine on Tuesday? Yeah, I saw your masculine on Tuesday. Yeah, of course. we hung out. Or I mean, in this day and age, we weren't hanging out, but yeah, he was on the Zoom call. He was definitely at the 9 a.m. meeting from his living room. Definitely. There's something where this person has others or covers their tracks in such a way that you or whatever is confused. Like, am I being swindled? Yes. Can you tell? No. Not for certain. Not for certain you can't. You can't prove it. This person is innocent until proven guilty, and they're getting away with it. Why do they do this, I wonder? I'm not going to clarify. I don't do clarifications in the monthlies. But that might be what you're wondering. In any case, this person is behaving in such a way that it maddens you. Oh, look at that. Okay. This is for like my fellow English buffs out there. Okay, check this out. Look at the artwork of this deck. The Emperor, and then behind him is a jester. And what did I say? This person is mad, or this person is crazy? Whatever I just said. I can't even remember the words that I used. But there is that Shakespeare play, King Lear, right? Premise of King Lear, for those who don't know, it's a king, or in this case, an emperor, who has, swaths of land, and he's the most powerful person in this country, England, right? And he has 3 daughters. He's getting old, and he's got to, put one of them in charge, or say who gets what. And 2 of his daughters betray him. Okay? But he doesn't know they're betraying him. He doesn't see it. I forget what the 2 MOs are, or how the 2 sisters behave. And the one loyal daughter, he casts her away. He says, "You're not my daughter. I don't trust you. You're the worst of the worst." And he disowns her or rebuffs her or whatever. In that play, the fool, aka the court jester, is always next to the king, King Lear, and telling him, "You're being stupid. The 2 sisters that you shouldn't trust, or the 2 daughters that you shouldn't trust, are the ones you're keeping close to you. The one that you should have close to you, you've cast her out. You're being a dumbass." So I don't know if that's applying to you, Taurus. If someone is telling you, hey, look closely at what's going on, and you will see the lie. You will see the manipulation. You will see the deception. But there's a stubbornness about the Emperor. And, oh, see? And I just flipped the story, didn't I? Because 2 seconds ago, well, I guess it could be. You could be co-signing on your own deception in some way. That could be what that means. But, you're piecing this together better than I do. I can't sit here and unravel all of these strings. That's what this feels like. So that's one aspect of this partnership. In some cases, this is a marriage. Regardless of any physical gender, how you show up with, this is the masculine energy. It can be a woman. I want that to be clear. That can be a woman. Okay? And your sexuality is whatever it is. It's not just between men and women, okay? Don't like this person, really. And I don't know, see? I don't even know the specifics of what they've done. That's how good they've covered their tracks. The 2 bits that I get are 2 different cell phones, possibly going to different places when they're not supposed to be, where they're supposed to be, just like lying about their whereabouts, right? Like other identities, like secret identity type shit. That's what that feels like. What else happens, please? Show me. Empress knows something's up. Look at that knowing face. Secondary major arcana, Empress is for you, Taurus, as well as Libra. You could be dealing with another Libra or another Taurus, or neither of those signs, or none of the signs that I've mentioned so far. Look at her face. Like, she's suspect, right? Like, that is such a cocked eyebrow, like, I feel as though something is afoot, or whoever is on the opposite side. This would be the feminine energy, okay? This is, in some readers' estimations, and I don't talk in these ways because it's not a part of my repertoire as a reader thus far, but some people refer to the Emperor as divine masculine, and some people refer to the Empress as divine feminine. You may use that if you choose. So whoever the feminine is in this situation, divine or not, they're suspect. but they can't put a finger on what's going on. So I feel as though the Empress is kind of like, okay, just want to time out. Patience, yes. That's true. Both the Emperor and the Empress are creators. They're manifestors, right? They're very powerful and capable people in terms of the tarot, right? They're not queens or kings. They're emperor. They're above all that. Not above all that, but they are embodying the energies of all the queens and all the kings combined, okay? So that gives them that extra step up, that extra, sprinkle of something special, okay? The Emperor creates through force, through willpower and desire, okay? The Empress creates in a more communal way. She's more aligned with the natural world. Basically, if you kind of want to think of it sort of in like some archetypes, like this is like a big old corporation, a publicly traded company, right? A conglomerate, a behemoth of a corporation. And this is a very strong, very powerful, very popular and successful grassroots type of company. Privately, okay? So just to throw it out there, to compare something that I know really quickly. This is McDonald's, okay? Public company, right? I believe McDonald's is public, yeah. And then you have In-N-Out Burger, right? For those that are out in the West and they know what I'm talking about. Public, huge, global, huge. You cannot get bigger than McDonald's, right? In terms of fast food, crappy burgers, okay? Powerful, has a lot of money, is a success story for generations, right? In-N-Out Burger is successful, but it's homegrown. It's localized to the West and the Southwest in America. Maybe there are international places, but it's private. It has never been public. It's still within the family. Whoever started it, I think it's his daughter or his granddaughter that runs the business or whatever, right? Both are hugely successful. I would not shake a stick at the net worth of whoever the CEO of McDonald's is or the CEO of In-N-Out Burger. I would take both of their paychecks home. I'm not going to complain about either. But I hope you see the difference where McDonald's has this huge presence. Nobody can take them off the top spot. And then you've got In-N-Out Burger, which is local and it's well known and it's got, it's abundant in the same way. Same business, but way smaller. In terms of global presence, way smaller. There are people on this earth who have never seen or heard of In-N-Out Burger, but that doesn't stop them from being successful. So that's what I mean. And I hate to use an analogy of burger joints, but like that's what came to mind. So the Empress is just as successful or just as capable of creating abundance, of creating stability, of having success in their life, but they do it differently. The Emperor is strong and they go in with force. The Empress goes in with a softer approach. Okay, that's why it's the feminine energy or the divine feminine for those who want to apply that marker. And so that creates someone who's a lot more patient, someone who's able to sit by, so to speak, or relax, yes. It might be worrisome or wearisome to know or to suspect that your partner in romance or business or both or whatever it is out doing bad deeds behind your back, is out in some type of way betraying your relationship, betraying your bond. It's not easy to accept that, and it's not easy to be unaware of the details. But because the Empress knows in due time, at some point, this will reveal itself to me. This person will reveal themselves whether they intend to or not. Other people around me will reveal to me the truth about this person, whether they mean to or not. There's no reason for me to push. There's no reason for me to be insistent on what I already know is the truth. It's a weird calm that you know of. The comeuppance that's going to befall the Emperor, this person, the Empress already knows who that is, or already knows that's going to happen. So they relax. They relax. As much as they can, they relax. The Empress doesn't get worked up for anything. The Emperor is very temperamental. Reactionary. Reaction, response. Reaction, response. There's a difference. Okay? The Emperor, especially when he's in the reverse, is reactionary. The Empress in the upright, responsive. Calm. If this involves some type of separation, or it is manifesting where maybe your marriage or your commitment is on the rocks, one party, the masculine, is going out, cutting up, or acting weird, or getting into all kinds of shitty behaviors, drinking more, smoking more, sleeping in, not taking care of themselves, reacting, acting out, lashing out. The Empress, whether they're living in the same house or not, is just sitting there chilling. No big deal. Ranting and raving. Because, they know they're under suspicion. Why are you looking at me like that? Why do you say those things? How come well, I don't know why you would say that. I don't even know where you would get this information. Why are you even saying all this kind of stuff? Right? Empress's response is, I didn't say anything. I'm not looking at you in any particular way. And maybe even walks out the room. Or walked out of the house, packed up some bags. I'm just going to go stay over at my friend's house till you calm down. It's like, it's a chess game, and this person is kind of unraveling a little bit. Okay? So what else happened? So yeah, okay, that's the conflict, yeah? Five of Wands. So this situation is or has come to a head. Some of you have already experienced this, okay? Others of you, this is coming down the line. Others of you, this doesn't apply at all. This is not your message. I thank you for stopping by and sticking with me, but if it doesn't resonate, thank God, because this is not a fun one. But what I'm sensing is this is the conflict. This is the disagreement, and there's a lot of moving pieces here. There's a lot of people involved here, more than just the two that I think are the primary players, because the Seven of Swords can be either one of these people. The King of Wands can be either one of these people, but I did mention in the artwork how the jester is there, right? This person in the Seven of Swords is running away from or running to a location where other people are. So in the background, there are other people here. And I think this is where they finally show up. So this is friends and family with the Five of Wands. These are friends, these are family members, these are co-workers, these are other people who work for the company, who work at the location, at the headquarters, what have you. And everybody's got a little story to tell, or everybody has a little piece that they want to contribute to. Like everybody has their 2 cents, yeah? Everybody has something here that they want to get off their chest and reveal about the situation. What do they know? What are the details that they know? What's their experience here? And it can be confusing. It can be adversarial. It can be quite crazy, right? You got this guy swinging his wands at a bunch of squirrels who, in some cases, seems like maybe one or two of the squirrels are able to swing back at him with some wands. But ultimately, it's kind of fighting disagreements that don't have to happen, but I know they're going to happen. It feels so seriously happening, or has happened, or will happen, okay? And it doesn't have to be over the top. It doesn't have to be shouting and yelling. This can come in the form of like, a couple of text messages here. Oh, I heard that the masculine was over at Bobby's house on Wednesday. And somebody in a group chat is like, I didn't see masculine on Wednesday. I was at Bobby's. He wasn't there, or she wasn't there. And then Empress finds that information out, reads it, keeps it close to her chest, and then confronts possibly the Emperor with the group text message. So, you didn't go to Bobby's on Wednesday? Reads the text message. And then that starts a kerfuffle. That starts a little bit of a tizzy in the household. You know what I mean? It's like strategic exposing of the lies. Strategic, timed exposing of the misdeeds that have been going on behind someone's back, or behind several people's backs. Because if this is a marriage or some type of commitment, and I told you there are friends and family involved here, this could be a marriage of a long time, or not even a long time. You could have got married 2 months ago. It doesn't matter. But there are people involved here who are not the primary players, who have been or will be affected here. And that's going to get thrown around. You did this despite the children. You did this knowing how it would affect my parents. My mom is sick right now. My dad is going through a tough time. And now you've done this to me. and he's going to find out about it, and it's going to crush, you know what I mean? Like, that stuff, whether you're supposed to, or whether it's quote unquote right to use that in an argument, I don't know. I don't get involved in arguments like that. That's not my whole thing. But I know that shit happens. And that's probably why I'm highlighting this, because the Five of Wands can sometimes be viewed as petty arguments, useless arguments, disagreements that don't have to happen but happen anyway because people simply want to engage in that type of behavior, okay? So where before I was feeling maybe the Empress was just sitting back and not saying nothing, Empress might step up and say something. Male or female, doesn't matter the gender. The feminine energy might be, what do you call that? Amassing ammunition. Has like a working PDF document listing all of the I can't even say that word, transgressions, thank you, of the Emperor over the last 4, 5, 6, 8 months, 2 years, 4 years, 16 years, doesn't matter. And now it all begins to, I said that, bitterness is brewing. Something is bubbling up to the surface. And it's going to break. And when it breaks, my God, Taurus, terrible. Now, what else happens? The death card. Okay. Major Arcana for Scorpio. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio, but you don't have to be. This is the end. This is the end of the line for some of you. This is the end of the relationship. This is the end of the bond. Ooh, that's deep. Beyond the commitment or the marriage, the bond. They want me to say that. The bond is broken. Ooh. That means something real deep to you guys. Because, you know, fixed sign energy, and this is, you know, representing Scorpio. So fixed sign, or your fellow fixed sign Scorpio is here as well. Fixed signs love loyalty. Okay. All of them. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius love loyalty. When you show disloyalty, the bond is broken, baby. The bond is broken. Okay. So in some of your cases, that bond is done. Finished, complete, kaputs. Forget about it. It's over. Okay. So that means something to you or the other person, because I think there is this sense that somebody wants to make it right. Somebody doesn't want to lose everything, but they don't understand. Once you break the loyalty, break the trust, you lose it all. Okay. That was your risk that you took, and it's done. Okay. If it's not about it being done, because death, and I normally in tarot don't hammer on death as a finality. I more talk about it in the way I'm about to speak on it now. Death is about transformation. Now that applies here too, because if something is finished completely with a person, whether it be your husband, your wife, your sister, your brother, I don't care, you know, your employee for the last 6 years, it doesn't matter. When that ending of that relationship is initiated, you immediately are transferred, whether you know it or not, into a new experience. Okay, so that's more what I usually talk about death in the terms of transformation and change. At the moment that something ends, something else simultaneously begins, right? It's like walking through a doorway. You open the door, you're outside of your house. You walk through the door, you're inside of your house. You have now transferred or transported, I guess, to a different experience, or to a different environment, I should say. Outside to inside, okay? Ending of a relationship, beginning of singlehood. Ending of a relationship, jumping into another relationship. Ending of a contract or employment at another place, straight up into unemployment or into entrepreneurship, whatever. Death is showing up to show a finality of one situation and a beginning of some new experience for you, for them, for everybody involved, okay? It will be rocky. Thank you. Pick that back up. Look at that terrain standing in front of that guy. The terrain will be rocky. It's very dark and cloudy. This is not a transformation that's easy. It's not one that's what I usually call embraced. It's actually probably fought against, because I told you, I feel someone here wants to reconcile or hold on to parts of what they had before, but it's too far gone. Especially if, like I said about the Empress, it feels as though this is a compiled energy. Someone has been compiling evidence against you or you against them, right? Someone has been observing this for a long time, waiting and waiting and waiting for this whole thing to crack open. And it's cracking the fuck open. And it's not good what's going on in there. Out come Taurus. Oh boy. Ten of Wands in reverse. Show you this card upright. Well, here's what's good about it. I'm about to go eat my words. The burden is lessening. It might not be over, but the burden is absolutely lessening. With the Ten of Wands, as you see in the upright, we see someone struggling to maintain balance or maintain hold of these 10 Wands, and they're trying to move forward, but it's not really working. It's a struggle, right? In this reverse position, I feel that is lessening. I feel as though that's kind of easing up a little bit, okay? Someone is someone is releasing the burden of this connection, of the bond. Of the bond. They want me to correct myself, okay? Some people are releasing the burden of the bond. They're like, fuck it, I'm done with this. I've suffered in this, or I've tried to make this work and you haven't tried to make it work, or you're trying to manipulate me and keep me in this and I don't want to be kept in this crap. No way, no how, no way, Jose, okay? Someone is stepping away from, and letting themselves be free of a situation. That's beautiful. Whoever this is, you or them, take your pick, your role. But whoever's stepping away, it's a beautiful release for the self, Now, that doesn't mean everybody else is okay with that plan. Doesn't mean everybody else says, hey, good for you, person, for releasing yourself from a burden. Good for you. Other people are really resentful of that energy. How could you walk away from this? How could you do that to me? You gave me no... See, that's what this feels like. The motivation to preserve the self is being thrown back in somebody's face. How could you do this? How could you walk away from this? You made it so I couldn't be here. You made it so we couldn't work this out. You broke my heart. You broke my trust. You broke this bond. I'm doing what I need to do to protect myself. Like, that's what that feels like. It doesn't have to play out exactly like that, but that's what that feels like. It's difficult because, like I said back here with the Five of Wands, there are other people involved. Children, extended family, other people in the business. If this is a dissolving of a business relationship, like a public business, like I said, like if suddenly there was like some infighting at or not even McDonald's, let's say it was In-N-Out or whatever, like, and if the business had to be dissolved, that would be crazy. There'd be such an upheaval. That affects shareholders. That affects local franchisers of the brand, right? That affects, the guy down in marketing who just signed on for like another 2-year contract. Oh, suddenly McDonald's is going to shelve itself and be, whatever. There's an extended ripple effect of someone walking away. But also there's been a ripple effect because of this, all that deception over here at the start. So this is affecting so many people beyond just the 2 main players. That is very apparent to me, okay? Overall energy, Taurus, for May is the 2 of Swords. So what could have been talked about or should, and I feel this is like almost retroactive for many of you. This could have been avoided, but it wasn't. All right? Some of you, this will play out around now or sometime in the near future, but I feel a good portion of the Tauruses that I'm talking to, this is, most of what I've talked about. You have experienced it or you're experiencing it now and you're just like, holy shit, this person, this anonymous pair of hands on the internet is telling my life. You're welcome. I'm kidding. But what could have been talked about, what could have been discussed, what could have been faced, I told you that with that 7 of Swords running away, what could have been absolutely admitted to is not admitted to. Overall, you or them or both of you to certain degrees have participated in no contest, meaning washing your hands. I'm not getting involved in that. I'm not speaking to that. I'm not speaking to them. I'm not involved in this. Or I don't want to. Avoidance. Being presented with the opportunity to speak or being asked, hey, could we talk about this or could we discuss the details of that? And then someone says, they sidestep. Nope. Not gonna, nope, sidestep. Well, could you talk about it today? Nope. How about next week? No, 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 no. It's this constant shifting, or what do you call that? Moving the target, shifting the goal, right? Someone may have wanted forever, Taurus, to get to the bottom of something, and somebody else is like, no, 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 don't want to talk, will not talk, shall not explore, and that's the end of it. Oh. I see that there's water behind her, but where she's kneeling down and where her swords are pointed, it's like the water has dried up. You see the water in the front? That pool of water, I guess around the rock and the starfish looking thing? It's like a certain portion of this opportunity has dried up. To be honest, to be fair, to be open and speak freely, it's over. That opportunity is dead. And so is this reading. The reading, well, the reading's not dead, but the reading is over. Taurus, that is your reading for May. If you found something here that resonated with you, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you choose to, how this resonated in your life. You guys know I love to read your comments. If you want to share the video, let other people know what's going on in your life relative to tarot, feel free to share. And if you have not subscribed, my friends, please consider subscribing. The crew here continues to grow, meeting new people, so I'm really enjoying doing this work, and I want to continue to do it. Oh man, Taurus, this was kind of a heavy one. I'm about to take a break here. Taurus, I will be back for you guys again next week, Saturday, May the 9th. At some point during that day, I haven't picked the time yet, I will go live here on the channel for your birthday reading. If you want to get one with me, it's absolutely free that day, specifically for Tauruses. So come on through and I'm going to answer your questions if I have the time, okay? I'll also be back soon to do your mid-May messages. If you haven't seen your April or your mid-April, those are up on the channel. It's on your playlist. You also have a birthday message in there as well if you didn't check that out. That was super positive. This is not so much. But maybe this is a relief for you. Maybe this is a revelation. I don't know. So you have many things on my channel to check out regarding your specific zodiac. Feel free to take a peek at all of it. Anything else? Oh, and again, I might do a surprise live at some point during the month. We'll see. Again, IG is EmpathicFire Tarot. And if you want a personal with me, that information is down below, okay? Taurus, I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.